Hey guys, it's Justin from Team 53. Just wanted to give you a quick race recap on Misfit Touring Series League race from the Bullring on February 1st. If you can, hit like and subscribe. Does a ton to help out the channel. Visit our partners. All of them are linked below. Impel Motorsports, Dancing Goat Distillery, Precision Pair Marketing, Gibson Welding and Fabrication, Liquid IV. Use code JL53 at checkout. All of that. So we went into the bull ring. We didn't really have a setup, and it had been a while since late model stocks had been at the bull ring, so really didn't have too much. Didn't spend a ton of time, which, like Sarah, turned out to not be for the best. I was just trying to get some long runs in practice, just to kind of see what the car would do, and it felt like it was going to swing a little bit loose, but I didn't want to over adjust. Sometimes we kind of get into our heads with over adjusting, so I thought, well, we'll just kind of give her a shot, see what she had. Qualifying trim, we felt great. I felt like the car was going to be competitive and get us in the running at least to hit the invert. So here we go in qualifying, and like I said, I felt like the car was really good. We drove it down into the corner, and I mean, it stuck on lap one, which was promising. Drove down into turn three, and I think I just kind of underdrove turn three a little bit, just trying not to mess up. But we still qualified seventh, which put us on pole for heat two, which was going to be a great start for us. And here we come to the start here on heat two, and I wasn't sure if I should start in first or second gear, and I think I just kind of messed up. But thankfully, the bottom line at the bull ring is so dominant that I was able to get back by Jake Sylvia here in the one car to kind of take the lead, at least for a lap or two. And I made some adjustments on the car before this heat race just to try it out for the feature, possibly trying to tighten it up. And this is when I knew I messed up. It just plowed tight, exited two. It let someone get underneath me. And then, you just kind of stuck up on the top side here at the bull ring, which it's tough to be competitive up there. And so we kind of, there we go, just kind of sticking back. And now immediately my thought process is looking for some place to dive into. You're not really sure where that hole is going to come. I thought there was going to be a gap here after the one car, and you see the 24 kind of throw it in there and get a little sideways, and it was just enough space for me to get in and just kind of ride this heat race out. And that's really what it was all about. Heat races in this league, they're for position, but they're not the end of the world. So we just kind of rode it out here in fourth and kind of licked our wounds and went back. And I took this adjustment back out for the feature, which, was probably the right call at the time, but definitely was something that I probably should have thought about again, was tightening it back up. I might have just gone too far or just overreacted here, but, it just, it's always tough, just like real racing. So we're starting the feature race here, starting 13th. We're on the bottom. Really just looking to log some laps, get in here. I knew I was going to be able to pick up a couple spots on the bottom, just because, like I said, the top side was so bad. So we're already up one spot here going into turn 3 and 4. We're probably going to get close to getting the second spot until they start spinning up ahead. We got slowed down, but unfortunately the guy behind us just didn't quite have enough time. So we'll take another look here at the initial start. I'm just kind of riding. I got a little bit of a gap, and you're going to see up here the white cars in the front kind of stack up. The red car gets into them, gray car gets into them, and then we just get run over. Sucks, but that's what happens. This league has a choose cone, so just like NASCAR, we choose inside, outside. And I was fortunate here that I was able to get to the outside, and instead of restarting in 16th spot, we end up restarting in 10th. So it worked out really, really well for us. We actually picked up spots from our initial starting spot, but now I had to start thinking about how am I going to get to the bottom. And so on the restart, we just kind of rode it out, got to the bottom, and now we got a nice long run in here from like lap 10 till, lap 50, I think, almost. So here, I'm just really driving the car. It feels really, really good initially, and I thought we were going to be able to make some progress. And then all of a sudden, about lap 20 of this green flag run, the car just starts getting super loose on exit. And it just kind of got to the point where, like, I really couldn't control it. I tried throwing in as much brake bias as I could to try and tighten it up. I tried, backing up my corner, tried no braking it into the corner, and I just really couldn't find anything to make the car do what I needed it to do. So I just kind of resigned to where we were running and just kind of rode around. And if guys got close to me and they got underneath me, I just kind of gave them the lane and let them go. My philosophy in these races is, they're 100 laps. I don't need to be fighting somebody super early on for position if I don't feel like I have a good car at that time. This league, we're fortunate you can get a set of tires. We got a fast repair. And when you get that set of tires, you can make adjustments to the car. So already I was kind of thinking about how much of an adjustment I wanted to make um, with the car. And I really felt like it was going to have to be a huge adjustment just with how loose we were. So I think in hindsight, I would have probably left the adjustment in that we made at for the heat race. But we got a caution about halfway. You see there, guys kind of splitting stuff and trying to figure that out. So we come in here to pit, and I mean, I'll be honest, I'm pretty rusty on pit stops. Most of the league stuff that I do, and certainly in officials, we don't do pit stops. And that's something that I need to kind of get back in the swing of things, is figuring out where my pit box is, how to enter the pits, how to exit the pits. But we take 2 tires here, which generally tightens the car up. No fuel, and then I pretty much just hit the right rear spring perch with as many right clicks as I could possibly think of. And while we're sitting here watching me take a pit stop, if you guys can hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you're still on the channel, um, would really appreciate it. And also consider going to team53racing.com, signing up for a fans only sponsorship. I race here in Wisconsin in real life, so that Team 53 sponsorship is huge. Coming down here for the choose cone, I think we were going to restart something like 8th, somewhere in there. We chose bottom. I knew bottom was going to be good, and I had kind of told myself unless I could gain 3 or 4 spots by going to the top, I was picking bottom every time. So that's what we chose, restarting 9th. So we lost maybe a spot going to the bottom, maybe 2. Nothing that we couldn't overcome right away. So you got to remember here too, I'm restarting. We just made a ton of changes to the car. I have no idea what this is going to do, if it's even going to turn here in turn 1. So we restart. I'm just kind of taking it easy, looking to just kind of log some laps here. The 24 tries to get to the bottom. I kind of dove him late there. I apologize, Kyle, for doing that to you. I guess maybe payback for lap 1, running over me or something there. But, the car felt really good after we went back to green. I think it was a combination of the adjustment that we made with the spring perch, and then definitely the 2 tires. We were just kind of able to get here into a spot and just kind of ride. And we rode for a while, gave up a couple spots to people that were clearly faster than us. And just, I was resigned to running it out, finishing pretty much, 9th place, I think, where we started, 8th, 9th place, somewhere in there. Just logging laps, and I was really confident in knowing when it came time for official series what changes we would make to this setup to make it really, really good for officials. And so we're just riding out laps here. We missed the setup, and it's just like I said, it's trying different things out in this league and league settings so that we can help out in officials a little bit better. But then too, just being able to do different things with the setup to see if we can make the car work. This week, the adjustments that we made and our thought process just didn't quite work out, and that's fine. We'll make adjustments. You're going to hear that a lot of us trying different things and just seeing what sticks, especially in league races. We got lucky here with a late race caution that bunched the field back up, and it let us just kind of gather our breath and get ready for a quick little shootout here. Choose cone. I went bottom. I felt like a couple guys here chose really late, but it's just kind of my philosophy of choose early. It doesn't really matter. Everybody knows where you're going to be. We, I don't think we even gave up a spot here on this restart. So we were 9th. That's where choose cone came out. And then calamity kind of ensued, which is typical for iRacing here at the end of the race. Guys just trying to do too much. You'll see some of these white cars up ahead just doing a whole bunch. So we get a spot right here on the start, which was super helpful. And then the guys right behind us, this guy gets spun out. Race control decides not to throw a caution at first because he's off the track. actually came on the radio and said, self spin or spin out of the racing groove. And then we come around here and race control gets on the radio and tells us, caution, caution, caution. And I didn't see a yellow, so I didn't lift. I just stayed in it. And we kind of cherry picked a spot there to get us up into seventh. And then it was just kind of a run it out for a couple laps and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Really kind of taking a seventh as a badge of honor in this race with how terrible I was early in the race, how terrible we had ran. I think I kind of missed it with the gear as well. We were looking for short run gear. Probably should have been geared up better for long run. But all in all, I mean, I'm happy with the seventh place finish. And if you guys can, make sure you hit up our sponsors, Impel Motorsports, being the big one, help you out with any of your sim racing needs.